Today I want to share with you from John chapter 6, which is known as the Bread of Life Discourse. And Jesus refers to bread 5 different times in this passage in John chapter 6 from verse 25 to verse 59. He says in verse 35, Jesus said to them, "I am the bread of life. Whoever comes to me will never be hungry, and whoever believes in me will never be thirsty." John chapter 6 is one of the densest chapters when it comes to content in John's gospel. You will see that bread is mentioned 5 different times in verses 35, 41, 48, 50, and 51. Comes to me is mentioned 4 times. That Jesus came down from heaven is mentioned 5 times. That believe is mentioned 3 times. And it's this rich woven, it's like a 4-strand rope going through John chapter 6 with come and bread and down from heaven and believing, and you can even throw in will of my Father. These things are all repeated at least 3 times. So what is Jesus saying in saying, "I am the bread of life"? Well, do you have a favorite kind of bread? I love freshly baked homemade bread. It's just one of my favorite foods to eat. And with some good Kerry Irish Gold butter or some of Jill's homemade jam, I could just eat half a loaf of bread without batting an eye. And I love getting bread from PB Boulangerie up in Wellfleet or Pan d'Avignon. Some of you in the church have made homemade bread and given it to us, and it's always a wonderful treat. In Jesus' time, bread was a staple part of the everyday person's diet. People were always making bread, baking bread, eating bread. Bread was a part of almost every meal. So for Jesus to say, "I am the bread of life," he is connecting with something that people made, held, and ate every single day. And that was necessary for physical life. And Jesus is the bread of life in a spiritual way. And remember, he's saying this in the same chapter after he has fed the 5,000 with bread and fish. And Jesus also says that whoever believes in him will never be thirsty. Well, water and bread are 2 absolute essentials for, again, everyday people in Jesus' time, and they are basic to life even today for millions and millions of people. And Jesus is saying that he satisfies our deepest longings and needs in a way that no one else and nothing else can. And so we want to make sure that we are regularly feeding and drinking from Jesus and from the Spirit of Christ. Yesterday, the day before I'm recording this video, I didn't drink enough water, and I knew it. And I just didn't get to it, and I could feel the difference in my body by the time I was getting ready to go to bed. And I had a huge glass of water before I went to bed, because we need water, we need bread to live and to survive, and we need Jesus just as much. Keep feeding daily on Jesus, the bread of life.